So here today with Chris Lambrianou, Mick Collins, Jimmy's over in the corner.
Shall I get over there or what?
Well, what I was thinking was if we do this and then maybe do some questions in a bit as well, if that's all right.
Okay, whatever way you want to do it.
And I can move the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for both coming along. We had a nice breakfast. But Mick, if you could just do a quick introduction and just tell us a bit about you. Where did it start?
Well, back in 2014, well, before that, Ronnie Kray died, Charlie Kray died, and the mum and dad died. Reggie was still alive. I went to Chingford Mountain. That's when a lot of people was interested in the Krays still, because obviously this, that and the other. So I went there, paid my respect to the grave, this, that and the other. As time went on, Reggie died. And a couple of years after Reggie died, I started going down to the graves, doing a bit more. Then I moved away to Northampton. And when I went to London now and then to see my mum and dad, I'll pop down and have a look.
Because whereabouts were you brought up?
I was brought up in Tottenham.
Okay.
They're buried in Chingford, so obviously it weren't too far for me to go and regularly go. And in 2014, I was friends with Kelly, Jimmy's daughter, and I spotted she was trying to clean a grave, trying to clean this grave. And I thought, I know that grave, I know that cemetery. I dug that grave originally, you know, when Chris's dad died, and then so I messaged Kelly and I said to her, I know that cemetery, I know that, you know. She goes, oh, I said, do. I said, yeah, I'll have a look next time I go down. So I went down and had a look, and I cleaned it and re-lettered it. Yeah. And once I'd done it, I sent her some pictures, and she was going, oh bloody hell, we're doing this for hours and hours. We went down 3 or 4 times to do this, do that. We couldn't get it clean. I'd re-lettered it, done everything. She told her dad, Jimmy obviously wanted to meet me because I'd done this, and then Jimmy had told Chris, and then obviously that's where that all came about. Yeah. And that's hence I got friends with Chris, I got friends with Jimmy. So obviously that was the start of it.
Because you'd worked in that industry for...
I used to work in New Southgate Cemetery, yes. I was a grave digger. I was a grave digger there for 9.5 years. Okay. So I remember the day Chris's dad was buried, because Chris and Tony came out of prison for the funeral.
I remember you telling me that story.
And I think that's the first time they'd seen daylight in years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Well, we'd done about maybe just 12, 13 years by that time.
Yeah, you had 2 years left, didn't you?
Yeah, and well, we didn't know what we had left. And what basically happened was, I was at Coldenley Prison, and they said, well, we're going to allow you to go to the funeral, obviously, but we'll have to take you. So we was handcuffed and all the rest of it. But what happened was, some of our friends thought they'd help us out. So what they did, they got in between our car and the what's the name car, the prison officer's car, and they stopped it, and we took off, and we parked up at a place waiting for them to catch up, and we could have made a runner. But I said to Tony, what do you think? We've got handcuffs on and everything. And he said, Chris, we came out to bury our dad. And I said, you're right. I said, we came out to bury our dad, and we are not going to let him down. Sure, we'll go back to prison, but don't you think the authorities are going to think that's exactly what they're going to do? Because they're more about them, they're not about their family or anything else. But our dad meant a great deal to us. He was a man who travelled in his old age at like 70 and 80 around all the prisons in the country. Tony would be here, I'd be there. I was in Leicester, he was in Durham, he was in Wormwood Scrubs, and I was up in Durham. They moved it. We were double cat A, so we moved everywhere. I mean, in the prison wing I was in, there was Bruce Reynolds, a guy called Keogh, Paul Seaborn, who actually got the Ronnie Biggs out of jail, Bruce Reynolds, lovely guy. Yeah. And I saw these men, they were real men. Never mind about looking at them being criminals and all that kind of thing. But when you're doing time, you see the real people.
So what year would that have been?
1982, your dad died?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, your dad died in 1982. So I was just
No, 19. My dad died in 1981.
No, 82.
I can look at his grave now and show you. Have a look.
I'm sure it's 82.
I say it's 81. You just said it's 92.
No, 82.
Yeah. Pardon?
82.
82.
1982.
I think you might find it's 81.
Oh yeah, you're right. June 81.
That's right. So,
Yeah, sorry.
you know, I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I mean, just this man who'd come into the jail, and it's culture.
Yeah.
He'd come up and give you a hug and a kiss.
Because that's when I just left. Yeah, you're right there. Because I just left. I left school in 81.
Yeah.
So obviously, yeah. So that's.
Oh, so you left school and went straight into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my dad used to work in that cemetery when I was a kid.
Right.
And still has, just recently.
Well, yeah, he does. Yeah,
He
my
still-
dad.
he likes to wander about, yeah.
So yeah, so when I was, it's really weird because my dad was the head grave digger in that cemetery when I was a kid, and I got to let you know, I've got to tell you this. Chris knows about it because Chris has met my dad. When I was 4, there was some trouble in the cemetery, and my great nan said to my mum, "Stop young Mick going to work with his dad because I can see trouble." And 4 weeks later, someone drove past my dad and done a drive-by and he's
shot
got
him, yeah.
half a leg missing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was 4 years old, so that was 19.
He was a fighting Irishman.
Yeah, yeah. So and he's 86. He's 86 in February.
Yeah.
So he's still alive.
I'll tell you what, he's still he's a typical old Irishman,
Yeah.
but it'd make you laugh and a good man. You understand what I'm saying?
Because I mean, he even that's how I got into it. Because that's how I used to go to work with him as a child, and it was great over there. Because you go there as a child, work with your dad. All these Greek Orthodox people, because it's Greek Orthodox. Well, the actual New Southgate Cemetery is a multicultural cemetery. It's got everyone in it. And I remember going there. I was with my dad when I was 4 or 5, and the Greek ladies would always give me 10p. Now that 10p back then was a lot of money.
That was a lot of sweets.
Yeah, but you think how many people are going to, oh, he's a lovely boy, and he'll give you 10p. So I was getting 10p off everyone, and when I got home, I had loads of money, 10 pence.
Yeah. You
could
could
go
buy a bag of crisps.
you
back
could,
then,
and you
but
could buy a bag of sweets and a bag of
Yeah.
crisps.
Back in them days, you actually had penny sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I done that, and I cleaned the grave. Kelly told everyone, and obviously then Kelly said to me, Chris.
And you did it all out the
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. No, I don't.
yeah, there was no money involved
never
or
took-
anything
I just
else
want to make
like
that clear as
No,
well.
He
no,
did
no,
it.
no,
He did
no.
it out of the goodness of his heart.
So I cleaned it up, relettered it, everything, and then Kelly said to me, Chris says, can I give you his number? So can you give him a ring? So I thought, oh right, okay. So I remember making this phone call. I was a bit nervous at first,
yeah.
but obviously, I've only heard about Chris, and I went on Google and had a look what this, that, and the other. So anyway, and I rang, and there he goes, who am I talking to? This was Chris. I said, oh, it's Mick who done the grave. Ah, well, I can't talk right now. I'm on holiday with the missus.
Yeah. I was, yeah.
I'm on holiday with the missus, but I'll give you a ring when I came back. And hence, that's...
I was in Cyprus at the time.
Okay.
And when that's hence, anyway, and I remember going to meet him in Milton Keynes, and we went to the coffee shop, and Billy
That's
Cooper
right,
was
with
there,
Billy Cooper, yeah.
and I met him and that, and it was quite strange at first, and as time went on, and then I started doing more things with Chris, but in the meantime, I was doing the Krays grave as well. Now, this has got nothing to do with the Krays, with Chris and what happened in the 60s. It's got nothing to do with it. I'd done Chris's grave because I knew the grave. I remember working there, so out of kindness in my heart, I done it. I went to the twins' grave. In a state, I've got before and after photos.
Which I'll add in.
Yeah, you can add in. There was a mess. Francis' grave was leaning over, tilting. The twins, there was no framework. The grass was this high. The rose trees that were there were like 6 foot high. Everyone was going around, but no one was doing anything. And then, for some reason, in 2015, something happened where the Krays started getting highlighted again, Chris, didn't they? For this being this, being that. So I thought I took it upon myself, go down and clean the stones. So I cleaned the stones, this, that, and the other. And I got known for doing the Krays graves. but really originally I done
Yeah.
Chris's grave first, nothing to do with the Krays. And then as I got to know Chris came to the Krays grave with me, and we sat there looking, and we were discussing about France's grave, how it's leaning forward, you know. So I spoke to Chris about it. Chris went to Maureen Flanagan, me and Chris. We raised the money to get it lifted. Now, this is a point I wanted to make for Francis's family. Once the grave was levelled and the grave was all clean, they tried to take that they had it done,
Yeah.
which they never had it done. I've still got the thing, because you have to get permission off Roberta Kray, which I did, go through the cemetery, done it all through the proper channels. So I cleaned it, I had it all lifted, everything. I put new frames down, took all the rose bushes away, so now the graves were proper graves. So Reggie and Ronnie's stone was leaning forward, it was all loose, so I supported that, done that, and I've maintained it ever since. I don't do it as much as I used to, because I did get a lot of bad feedback, because people were saying this, that and the other.
Everyone has an opinion.
Everyone has an opinion, but everyone was going there, getting photos taken, doing this, doing that, but no one was doing it, no one was cleaning nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't even read France's grave. And then back in 2016, someone had wrote on the front of France's grave, look what they'd done to Jack the Hat and Cornell. Now I've still got that.
Yeah.
So I was. You remember that, Chris?
Yeah.
Someone phoned me, so I went down, I got it off, cleaned it off, done it. Even up until this year, someone had gone down to France's grave and wrote F off on the back of it. That was this year. So I had to go down again.
It's a
clean up.
disrespect, and
Yes.
it's so sad as well. If you, what did she do?
Nothing.
You know, and
Well, this was why.
this is someone's place of rest.
You know, I tried to get the money to help out with the lifting of the stone, because it wasn't just lifting the stone. A man couldn't lift it.
You couldn't.
You had to get a machine in
we
there,
tried to lift
JCB,
Yeah.
to get in there and lift it up and do everything properly. Now, Francis' brother Frankie was one of my best friends.
Good boy.
You know, and a good bloke, Frankie. And unfortunately, Francis took her own life in the end.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I knew her, she was just an innocent kid. You understand what I'm saying? Same as Frankie was just the same. We were at school together, Schofield Street. At the end, you know, I just felt very sad about it. So Micky did a wonderful job. Where it would have cost an absolute fortune to get it lifted and everything else. You got it done for
Originally, they reckon it was about £1,000 to lift it, just to lift it.
Yeah.
I'd already cleaned it. I'd already well, she's still got the lead lettering, so
Yeah.
you've got to be very careful how you clean it, because
Yeah.
you tap it all back in. And when the stonemason, the friend of mine, Clive, he was, I approached him about it, and I said he was a stonemason, and I said, can you lift it? He goes, well, normally it's about £1,000. He goes, but I'll do it for 300.
Yeah.
So we got in contact but I had to get in contact with Roberta, Reggie's wife, done that, I located her, sent her an email, she gave me her email address, sent her the forms, she sent the form back to me, all signed, to say I'm allowed to do it. Went into the cemetery, paid our £25 fee, he came along and lifted it. What a lovely job. I mean, that was in 2018 when we had it lifted. We had done a really good job, Clive did, and some of the lettering was out lead, so he put some of that back in as well. So he done a really good job for 300 quid. We weren't even 300 quid, because you had to pay £25 cemetery fee. So then I've maintained it ever since. But I've had a bit of a backlash though from a lot of people, and unfortunately Chris does know one of them. And it was France's family that tried to take the glory that they had it all done, but they never paid a penny. And when they did get in contact with me, and they said, "I'll give you back every penny you've paid to have that stone lifted." I turned around and said, "Okay." I said the actual fee was £1,000, so that's what I want, so I can give it to charity.
Yeah.
They never gave me nothing, because I wanted the right fee.
Yeah.
Because my friend done it for me cheap. So I wanted the right fee, and I wasn't
And
giving
then
it to
to do a
charity.
good cause.
Yeah, to put it to charity. But
And am I right if correct me if I'm wrong, but if a stone's obviously fallen and it's not then sorted, doesn't it just get taken down? Is that
No,
right?
what happens, a lot of the cemeteries put a sign round it to say dangerous stone, please contact the cemetery. That's what they do.
Oh, okay.
Right, and if it becomes very loose, they lay it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now you've got to bear in mind when Reggie put that stone on, that would have been about $2,000 back then.
Yeah.
That stone today is going to be 30,000, 40,000. So really, there's no one out there. There is no one out there that will pay to put a stone on there. There's no one out there. People go there just to have photos done, this and that, but no one goes there to look after it. So whether the stone, I mean that is in 2018. I cleaned it in 2016.
Yeah.
I had it lifted in 2018. It's still standing now. Otherwise it would be on the floor. It's all level still. But I still go down and maintain it. I've put new frames around it. The pictures will tell the story, and you can put them pictures in.
I'll put them in, but also I think what's the main thing to get into this is the fact you just do it out of the goodness of your heart. You know, it's not like someone's paying you to go down there. It's the fact that you have maintained that to such a high level as well, and it's I think it's more about the care that's been taken.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Because, well, there was another one as well. Was also a friend of mine, Julie, and a very good friend of mine, Billy Cooper. They actually got a bench for people to sit down right by the grave as well. And I mean, so there was other people, another person did care enough to actually do something.
I mean, me and Chris went to, we found Freddie Mills' grave, Freddie Mills, the old boxer, obviously. I've got a picture of that. But also, we went to find Cornell's, because someone had smashed up Cornell's grave.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Now, the gravestone had been taken away because it had been smashed up that badly. Me and Chris tried to do something, but it's not been put back. But what I have found, back in 2000, and I can't remember what years, but I've got the photo now. I've got the photo where it was damaged. I found it because I knew I was coming here, so I thought I'm going to find that photo. I knew I had that photo somewhere. The damage that someone done to Cornell's grave. So I will send you that picture as well. But you can't. What they done there, that was just pure. That was just bad.
It's disgusting.
I knew George Cornell.
Yeah.
And I found him a reasonable, good bloke. And there's a story there, but I'd rather keep that one to myself.
Yep.
We were working at a law firm together, and it did something really good. But then basically what happened, the stone got damaged, and I was given £1,000 for a TV programme that I'd done, and I thought I'd try and get the stone, get repaired or whatever. But then Charlie Richardson's family, his girls were trying to raise money up to do it, but nothing had been done. So I said to Mick, like, I want to have a look at this. So I got in touch with all the stonemasons all the way around where the cemetery was, and none of them were actually doing anything. They weren't doing a stone for that grave. So I said to Mickey,
so we went there.
I said, Mickey, let's go there. So we looked to find it, and we couldn't find it. But Mickey said, I know how to find this. And sure enough,
so I went online, and I thought, got a picture of Cornell's grave, and looked. I said, it should be there. It should be there, because Freddie Mills was over there.
Yeah.
I said it should be there, and there's a tree behind. So I said, that tree there. So I looked behind, the tree was there. I said, that's where it should be, Chris. He goes, but there's nothing there. No, they went. So I went into the office, didn't I?
Yeah.
In the cemetery, and what they told me, the stone was taken away because Cornell's son had passed away, and he had been put in there. But the stone was smashed. It was there, but they took it away to repair it, but it's never been put back.
But then we were sitting down whilst we were looking at it, and I sat down on a bench because Jimmy and Micky went for a walk, and also I looked at this bench, and this bench was for George Cornell. Somebody had
cared enough
to actually go and
put a bench there,
there, and everything else like that. And And I think possibly the stone might have been repaired. I don't know.
I don't. As far as I know, at this moment,
I don't know. I know they had it in their heart to go and do it.
Yeah, I know.
Charlie's daughter, so.
But as far as I know, nothing's been, because I mean, when I show you the picture, you'll understand it. There's no way you can repair that stone.
And I'm sure Tommy Wisby was in the same.
Tommy's Wisby, yeah, because we see
Tommy,
that.
you know, but when I said to Micky, like, well, let's go over and do George Cornell's grave, he didn't have any hesitation.
But I mean, you've met Billy Cooper, haven't you?
No.
No, yeah. Well, Billy Cooper's wife. Billy Cooper is a really good friend of. He was a really good friend of Roy Shaw's. Okay. He's a really good friend of Chris's.
He's an ex-boxer.
He's an ex-boxer, so he comes from Dunstable.
Yeah.
And when I got friends with Chris, Billy turned around, because Billy's first wife died of cancer a long time ago, and Billy turned around and said, "Oh, she's buried in Dunstable Cemetery." I said, "Whereabouts?" He goes, "Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't go over there that much." Anyway, I went over there one day and I found this stone. Billy Cooper. He couldn't read it. Anyway, got to work, done it all. Didn't I? I went and picked Billy up and I took him over. So he goes, "Oh, you could read it, really lettered."
Yeah.
Didn't charge him a penny. I wouldn't charge him a penny. And there's another little story that back in 2018 is that my cousin, this young boy, he went to school and people was giving drugs at school. He was 14, so they took him to the hospital. So he took drugs, and the hospital turned around and said, "This is in Bedford." Turned around and said, he's on a calm down. He'd come out of it. That night, the young boy died in his sleep, and the mum couldn't afford to. Once the grave had been down for a few years, and she went to a stonemason, and they went, £3,000 to clean it. My cousin told me about it. I went down there twice. I went there, and then I sent her a picture. I re-lettered it. Didn't charge her a penny for this 14-year-old little boy. So, you know.
Then there's another one. I respected Bruce Reynolds, the train robber, and I was in Durham jail with him. And I said, "Bruce, how am I going to do this bird this time?" Because he was older than me, and and he's quite a wise man. He said, "Chris, watch what the clever ones are doing and do likewise." And that was sound advice. It's like Charlie Richardson would say, "Throw your head over the wall and your body will follow."
So I always wanted to find out if Charlie Richardson was buried or cremated, but Ronnie told me he was cremated.
It was cremated.
It would have been nice to do a stone for him.
So basically what happened then was that I knew that Bruce had been buried. Well, I assumed he was. And I got in touch with Micky, his son, and said,
I come across his stone, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right.
I went down to Highgate Cemetery, and
that's right.
And there his stone. It was like
and it needed looking after.
So I spoke to Chris and said, "I found Bruce's stone."
And Micky
can I clean it?
Micky Reynolds said, "Yeah, Chris, it does need to clean up." So we went over there, yourself, me, Jimmy, and
Nicky.
And
we met him, and I cleaned it.
Yeah, and we cleaned it. Really, really, what's the name? And you could see the lettering and everything like that. And Micky was very pleased with it, but he didn't ask for nothing.
No,
he didn't do it. He did it out of the goodness of his heart.
And coming from a first hand, is how you both felt. Was what was the feeling that you got when you just so you didn't know each other and all you've seen is someone's done that?
Nothing. All I know is I'm told that a guy called Mick had gone down and looked after the old man's grave. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think people did that kind of thing. You understand that? Because you go to a lot of cemeteries today and the stones, you know, Mick, as well as I do, the stones are turned over. They're just, people don't care.
No.
You understand? They're gone, they've sold the house, they've got this, that and the other. But there's somebody in that plot that they loved. That loved them enough to give their whole life for them.
But when you go down to Chris's dad's grave, the ones beside it, I'm not being funny. I'd love to clean them because because they're so you can't read nothing on
no.
But there you've got this lovely white stone in the middle.
Yeah.
And you just. But remember we was over there that day.
Yeah.
And that guy come up to me and said, "I want to know how you're doing this." Do you remember?
That's right. Yeah.
Last time I'm telling you.
You asked me what I felt, and I felt a gratitude.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was there for me when I needed him when I was going through the worst period of my life, and all my friends deserted me. Although when I first went away, I wish I could change places with you, Chris, and all that kind of thing. When you're away and they've got to, if they're just to visit you, they've got to give photographs, they've got to give kind of all this kind of your address, your children, their wife, and all that kind of information. They walk away. You understand? So, you know, I for me personally, to know that my dad's grave was being taken care of like that, I thought one time, we'll get somebody down there, get them to clean it up and all that kind of thing. And then to know that Micky had already done it moved me a great deal, and I wanted to say thanks to him. And we did arrange a meeting, and I did give him thanks.
And I remember Jimmy, there was a do, wasn't there, at the Blind Beggar, and Kelly said, because I was supposed to be there, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And I didn't go. And Kelly sent me a message, goes, "Are you at the Blind Beggar?" I went, "No." She goes, "Oh, my dad's gone down at this, the Krays do, to find me, to thank me." But I wasn't there, I didn't go.
But I mean, even now, for years now, we go down there regular, every couple of months? We go down there, it's beautiful. I mean, we've got all the nice, he was an Elvis fan. So we got an Elvis thing on there.
Oh yeah.
He loved his dog. We got a dog thing on there.
No, there was a dog. There's been a dog on there for years, and there was this. It was a boxer, wasn't it? Tony liked the boxer, and there was a boxer on there, and it was all broke and everything. So I took it. I said to Chris, "Can I take it home?" So I took it home, smeared it all back together, repaired it, and it was a white boxer. Tony had a white boxer, didn't he?
Yeah.
But this was just it looked like a stone boxer, just in stone. So I took it into work. I sprayed it all white, done the eyes black, done the nose black, and took it back and put it on the back. Because Tony had the original boxer as a white one, so I've done it to that level. And
but also, when you've got the pots and the flower pots and that on the grave, they get stained underneath. Yeah. And sometimes it's quite difficult to remove it. Mick goes down there, he'll spend a couple of hours sorting it all out, and honestly,
we've levelled it. I levelled it. That one. That one was easy for me to level because obviously it's only a single stone. But no, I've never took a penny off anyone, and to get Francis' grave done, I just want to get it across that no one in any shape or form from the family pay anything.
I said to him, I knew Roy Shaw, and I like Roy, and in fact, before his kind of passing away, we used to go. I picked him up to take him down to see Ronnie Richardson, Charlie's wife, and he'd lived a life, and you could tell that he was kind of, I don't know,
tired.
And I mean, he had his two big Doberman there and all that kind of Rottweilers, and. Was a very nice man.
We went to his grave like a couple of years ago, didn't we?
So I said, let's go and have his grave, and Mick found it easy enough. We went in there, but the grave had been really looked after, hadn't it?
Yeah. The daughter looks after it.
It looks after it. I mean, she loved her dad. You understand what I'm saying?
And behind it was really weird.
Not in front of it.
In front of it, yeah.
Was what's her name? Jay Goody.
Jay Goody.
Who is that? Sorry.
She died. She was one of the first Big Brother people.
Oh really?
Yeah. Remember she died. You might have been only young.
She's in front of what's her name? In front of
she died of breast cancer.
But the lovely thing about that cemetery is you can see for miles.
Yeah, it comes. You've got a church there. And you just look across. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Really, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I did find Diana Dawes. And
Billy Fury.
And Billy Fury. That's in I found off.
Yeah.
But that don't need no looking after, because that's looked after.
No, I don't know.
And then I took Chris to Amy Whitehouse a few months, a couple of years ago.
Well, I wanted to go and see that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot. So I have done, but I worked at New Southgate Cemetery for 9.5 years. So obviously I've seen a lot, and I knew.
But it almost seems like, how can I put it, that it was meant to be.
Yeah.
God moves in mysterious ways. So Mick, with all his experience and knowledge of cemeteries and cleaning graves, because nobody cleans them like him.
No.
It's got this kind of, he don't share it with nobody. He will not tell you what he does. He has told me, but I've never told another soul, and nor will I, because he asked me to keep it private. But I tell you what, he does the most amazing work, and the lettering and everything else. And there was another one I got him to go down and do. I like to go to St Martin's Church in Blaydon, and Churchill's grave. You can walk by it. He's not encased in a proper hole and all the rest of it. He could have been buried in Westminster Abbey and all that, but he chose a normal cemetery in the churchyard, and but he's always got flowers on it and all the rest of it from different regiments and things. But I like to go around. I like to read headstones because they tell the story.
You can learn a lot from a cemetery.
You can learn an awful lot. And I found one of two brothers who died. One died at the age of 22 and the other one at 34. And they had no flowers. The headstone was absolutely black.
You couldn't read it.
You could not read it or anything else. And when I was there this day, I saw this group of people come up from London on a coach to visit Churchill's grave. And I said, excuse me, I said, oh, you people come up to see Churchill's grave. I said, but can I show you something? And I took them to this grave where these two brothers had died.
One died in India, didn't it? One died in India, one died in India.
Yeah, he did, yeah. And I felt what their father must have felt.
Yeah.
I could feel it, you understand? Both of my sons had died in a war, you know. Never mind about Churchill, he lived a long, good life and everything else like that, where they didn't. They died on the front line. And when I showed all these people, they understood exactly what I said. An American guy said to me, can I have a word? I said, yeah. And he had tears in his eyes. He was with his wife. And he said, I understand every word you say. He said, I'm in the Special Forces. He said, please, he said, I'm going to give you some money. I haven't got no English money, but I'm going to give this. And he gave me $40. And he said, please, he said, put flowers on that grave and do what you can. So me and Billy Smith, a friend of mine, went over there. We cleaned up the earth part. We put daffodils in. We put flower pots in and everything else. And I got in touch with Micky. I said, Micky, will you come and do the stone and the lettering? He came over there. He did the most fantastic job. Really cleaned it up and everything else. It was impossible to do it.
And then the worst, well, it was, but because it was old, it wasn't marble. It was old that sandstone.
Yeah,
right.
Grave. So you know they're a little bit different. But then Chris put a wreath down, didn't you? And
yeah,
got
I did.
off.
Yeah. But what I did then, I took the $40 and went to Tesco's where they had a thing that they changed the money for you, and we went and bought bulbs and a wreath and everything else like that, and planted them and had the flowers on the grave. They had them on the donkeys. I guess the whole family had died.
Yeah.
But you know, Micky come all the way over from Northampton to Blaydon with his equipment to tidy that grave up and do a brilliant job on it. But then the church took all the flowers out and all that because you're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to touch a grave. You need permission and everything else like that.
No, it's because it was near Churchill's grave, wasn't
That's
it?
right,
Well?
yeah.
And they wouldn't let him put.
That's sad.
No, for the two boys.
Yeah. Because they put a little note on the whoever put this on there, didn't they? And then you ran
That's
up
right.
the church, and they.
And I went to the church and they left all the flower pots and the flowers and everything else all in the all in the hallway.
But no one could stop you cleaning it. But obviously you can't
Can't
put.
then leave things.
You can't like leave like that.
Unless you're family.
Yeah.
But then, by understanding the father and his pain and distress at losing his two sons, I was touched by it.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something, and I had the right man at the right time to come in and do it for me. You understand? Life isn't about, it's about give and take and give. You do good, you get good back. You know, it's what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And Micky's done so much, he don't get no money out of it. He's got to travel down to do them things. You know, he just a very good man.
And by me and Chris meeting, you know, at the end of the day, I think I found the best friend of my life.
And that's because I first obviously met you both here.
Yeah.
Over a year ago, I think it was now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where you first told me about the Krays, and it was just to think that someone done this just literally as a nice thing.
Yeah.
Just actually shows the you know, that says a lot.
But not only that, it rings me quite often. I think he worries I'm going to pass on.
No, I ring him.
He says to me, "You've been like a dad to me."
I do. We became very good friends. You know what I mean? Like, and it all starts from.
And no matter what it is, he'll talk to me about anything.
Yeah.
He ain't got to hold it back or anything else like that. It's just say, Chris, you know, what I'm feeling this, I'm doing that. What do you think about this? And like he said to me about Francis' grave, it was his idea originally to lift that stone. And I said, well, I'll give you something towards it.
Yeah.
And then Maureen Flanagan turned around and said, I'll give you something towards it.
Yeah.
But we did broadcast that I wanted to lift this stone.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I've already been in contact with Roberta, but no one came forward to help us out. So obviously,
I mean, even today, we were going to go down there, but Micky got in touch with Roberta and said, "What's your thoughts on it?" And I don't think she was
100%. So we're taking.
We honoured that.
We honoured it. We took it on board,
Which is completely fair.
Yeah.
You've got to do things in a proper manner.
Exactly.
You know, be respectful, and you get respect. And I mean, he's gone above and board, you know, doing that. It's all right, people going down there getting their photograph taken and all that kind of thing. Yeah, but Micky goes down there and he puts a shift in.
This is why you can get a nice photo of it.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually read it and.
Yeah, that's right.
And we don't go down there to. A lot of people. What's the word I'm looking for? We don't. This has got nothing to do with what went on in the 60s between.
Glorify.
Or anything else.
You're not trying to glorify.
We're not trying to glorify what I've done or what Chris has done. We're not trying to glorify what Chris done in the 60s.
Because crime don't pay.
And we're not trying to glorify what the Krays done in the 60s. It's not about that. This is just purely about British history.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's British history. Nothing to do with money, nothing to do with crime, just history.
No, I really appreciate you guys sitting here doing, like, going through it.
No, I mean, the thing as well, I mean, when you look at their life, they left nothing really. Their mother, I've got a picture of their mother walking out of Brixton prison with a tissue in her hand. Her father's got a tissue their father's got a tissue in his hand, and Carol, a friend of theirs, has got a tissue in their hand. They broke people's hearts.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
in the cemetery they call it the Krays Corner, but obviously the stones are very minimal of what they are. You know, the headstone for Ronnie and Reggie, Charlie, and the mum and dad, very minimal. Where Francis' grave is
it's proper.
It's proper. Reggie done that properly.
But then if look at the film, do you know the one with Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
It like that film's about her.
Yes,
really,
it is.
isn't it?
Well,
that is
because I gave him the idea.
I remember you saying that.
And it's in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Him and I went and had a talk, and I said we would never have done a day if it hadn't been for Francis, because he went off the rails.
Yeah.
And I saw him one day. We'd been to a pub called the Carpenter's Arms.
Is that the one they own?
Yeah, the one they own. And he's walking along. I said, Reggie, you want to lift? And he went, no, Chris, I just want to be on my own. And he walked off like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders. Well, tell me something. If you love somebody, just imagine what it feels to lose that person who's a young age, who has not fulfilled her life's purpose.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then he's got to look at himself. Was it my fault? Did I let her down? And the truth is he did. Because, like us, when we stood in the dock at the Old Bailey, I left my wife and my daughter, my baby daughter. She was 18 months old. I gave that up for the code. You understand? You don't point your finger at anybody.
But the thing is,
and so that he gave up his life for, you know.
I mean, Chris, there is a lot of hearsay in there that Francis was buried in a wedding dress,
Okay.
right? And that the Undertaker, I don't know if this is true or not, but a lot of people have said it on other things, that they took the wedding ring off her fingers, the Undertaker did. I've never heard of it before, but I heard about it,
Yeah.
and someone said this, and that they changed her name by default back to her maiden name.
Really?
That's what's
Yeah.
been said. And then obviously you've got to look at it. Charlie's son passed away at 44 through cancer.
Yeah.
He's buried with Francis.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I can think that being is because the Francis family, her mum's side, wanted to take her out of there, but the authorities wouldn't exhume two bodies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
But Jimmy, I mean, in your opinion, when you found out
Oh,
that
do you want to come in?
Jimmy, come over here.
you found out that Micky was doing the graves, what was your opinion? What was your thoughts?
What Mick done?
Yeah.
Bloody brilliant. That's a cracking job he done. When you see Mickey working in graves, it's unreal. Yeah. I mean, he does quite a few graves down there. And I mean, he's absolutely, he's first class at the job.
And we've seen people walk by
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and wish they could have somebody do their graves like that.
Yeah,
You know, it's just
yeah,
just fantastic.
yeah.
But you know, I mean, and you told me, you never stopped telling me. If I mention Micky, oh, we're going to see Micky. Oh, I want to see him as well.
Yeah, I know, yeah. No,
If we go anywhere,
I've got respect for this whole board, head. Good boy, Mickey.
no, if we go anywhere, sometimes it's just me and Chris, or if Chris turn around and say, Chris turn around and say, oh, we're going somewhere. He goes, is Mick coming? And Chris goes, no. He goes, I'm not coming then. But he needs his breakfast though, so that's
Oh,
why.
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
and there was another time. I'll show you what kind of man he is. We were going to go up to our mother's grave, and she's buried up in County Durham,
Okay.
in Shotley Bridge.
Yeah, you hadn't got there for a long while, had you?
And what basically happened was, because her family were Irish, and she came down to work at Lyons Corner House, and my dad was a chef there, and that's how they met. But so what basically happened, Jimmy turned around and said, well, I know the way to get there. We'll go on the M40. And I said, no, Jimmy, we've got to go on the M1. But he insisted upon the M40, so we let him have his way.
No, you got lost, not me.
We finished up going 100 mile out of our way.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy how we get the M1. Do you remember, Micky?
Yeah, yeah.
And he turned around, he said, you're joking.
He goes, you're miles away.
They changed the signs.
They changed the signs, look.
You couldn't get back on the motorway.
But we made it there. We
It's
got
always
there.
somebody else's fault.
Yeah. We
Own it.
We
One
got,
pointing at me, three at you.
but I think Jimmy and Chris hadn't been there for over 10 years, hadn't you? Then? We found the grave. We got down there, and we cleaned it, didn't we? Cleaned it
Yeah.
and made it look
No,
respectable.
I'd been down there quite frequently.
Had you?
Yeah, I had.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's such a long way.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Helen's took me down there a couple of times and that kind of thing, but
It is a long way, but we're
It-
planning it
yeah.
after Christmas. We're
That's
going down
right,
there
yeah.
anyway, so.
No, because that's one thing I've always actually loved is the fact of you two always do stuff together. You know, it's
Yeah.
so lovely, and because that's not here anymore either.
no, I know that.
You know,
There is brotherly love between them somewhere,
yeah.
but there's also very hard work sometimes.
No, it's
But
something
no.
I do love. It's something
Yeah.
and that's the thing is I can just sit there and just watch you two, and it's just so funny, and it's
Yeah.
you bounce off each other. You know, all three of you do. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like when we first met, and you could see the bond.
Yeah.
You can see the the actual love for each other. You know, between all of you. You know.
Well, it's trust and belief in people.
Yeah.
You know, and you
No,
haven't got
yeah,
a lot of that.
yeah,
there
yeah,
today.
I mean-
Everybody's running 100 mile an hour. I want that, I want that, I
They're
want
kind
that.
of in it for themselves.
And we live in a throwaway society where people throw everything away. I want it now, but now I don't need it anymore.
Because
Their
I
wife,
replaced my mother's
their
grave.
children, everything else, throw it in the bin, you understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And a lot of young children today have not got a role model in their life.
and I'm a great believer in the fact that you've got to have a mother and a father.
Yes, I agree.
Because there's pros for both sides.
That's right.
Especially growing up. Generally, I think in the older like generations, you can confirm this, but the mother was more the nurturing.
Yeah,
the father was more the hard.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't work in the old days. The mother, it was at home was their thing. The father, the man, went out and earned the money. But now a lot of the youngsters, they're living in a war zone. That the parents fall out. Well, you've got to take the mum's side or the dad's side. Children should never be put in a war zone. You understand what I mean? They've got to be allowed to breathe. We're meant to love them.
Yeah.
But if you're not making an effort, love requires that you give, and by giving you receive. But it's
What's that mother's grave? With Chrissy there.
Oh yeah. And I'll put that on the video so people can see.
So Micky took us up there, and that was absolutely great. So I mean, got a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah, so sometimes we plan something, and I pick them up really early, and then I say, right, Chris or Jimmy, I've got to be back by this time, obviously, because I've got my little dogs and whatnot, and then so I pick them up really early. And we don't go back. We don't come back. We don't come back early. We end up doing, But I will say one thing, as though I've never asked for a penny for doing any of these graves, but I don't need money for it because I've got friendship.
Yeah. No, you've got appreciation.
But it's not only Chris and Jimmy. I've met you. I've met your dad. I've met your mum. Yeah. I've met.
That's Chrissy sitting on the graves.
I've met.
Oh yeah.
I've met
people.
So many other people in this path since I've met Chris. So it's not about money. It's what the people I've met is enough.
Yeah.
So and it's nice to look at people, and sometimes you think, hang on, Jimmy, the camera's there.
It's showing the old man's grave.
Oh
Yeah.
But
I'll put all them on there so you can see.
But
Sorry, go on.
but so it's not about money. It's about friendship. It's friendship. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Jimmy, go and sit in the corner, mate.
Right.
You keep pushing the camera.
That's okay. Cause some of the pictures.
You're okay, man.
But it's friendship, and that's what I found. With Chris, with Jimmy, their family, your sons, your daughters I've met.
That's right.
Your Kelly I've met.
Yeah.
So and other people on the way.
And if we have a family do or something,
The Richardsons, I've met the Richardsons. I've met Matt Legg. I've met
Ronnie.
I've met Ronnie.
You met them all.
I've met them all. So I'm privileged.
Yeah.
And they're all good people. They really are nice people.
I'm privileged. I'm privileged. I've spoke to them all. I've sat there with Freddie Foreman, Kenny Noy. Spoke to him. Done this. So I've been repaid because I've learned a lot about the history, which I wouldn't have learned.
Yeah.
And it's all about history. It's British history.
Yeah. No, and it is amazing, isn't it? It's like, for me, just sitting here listening. Like I said to Jimmy on our way back, and I said, it doesn't matter what we're doing. We could be sat there. I remember, so when you invited me, we went to the place, was it Reading?
Yeah.
And we went there, and I was literally just sat there, just watching you all. And it's like that, just everything. The sun was shining, and I was with some of the most amazing people.
The Old Manor.
That's it, the Old Manor.
Yeah.
And I just sat there with.
For your age as well, because it's history for you, isn't it? It's something that you can write, and you can write a book about and say, you're going to move on and have children. You can say, that man there, that's Jimmy.
That's when you met Kimberly.
No, Kim, I met for dinner when we went for dinner.
And
then I saw it. I met her friend there, wasn't it?
So you could tell, you can tell, and you tell your children how. Oh, I met Chris Lambrianou. I met Jimmy. I've met, I've done this and done. It's a lot of history, and Britain is good for history.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's the fact you're with people that are so inspiring, and so like just listening to you is you are a hero to. Not only, I can probably say, to us, but to loads of people in the world, because of what you've done. Look how the good you do and the passion you have for helping people.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. You may think I've helped you with a grave,
But look at what you've done for.
Look what you've done for me.
Yeah, but listen, let me tell you something. I don't think like that, Ryan. It's just there. It's there,
I know,
the opportunity to do something good.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, what
It's
I'm
a big
saying,
part of.
Yeah.
But that's the same in reverse.
Yeah.
You know, it's something for like Mickey so simple to him,
Yeah.
but for you it's so massive.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's it. But you know, that's the way I look at life.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a man. I mean, you know, he ain't got nothing. But I've been in places where I've had nothing. I've been stripped down to having absolutely nothing. Wearing a prison shirt that maybe 100 people have wore before me.
Yeah.
Wearing prison trousers and shoes that many people have wore before me. You know, that's what life is about, having nothing. And when you've got nothing, everything is a pleasure.
Yeah.
Everything is,
Gives you a different outlook.
is a blessing.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
but the thing is as well that I always find if you, not these days because I think it's a little bit easier now. The world is a little bit easier for the younger generation.
Yeah.
I think there's more to. But when I was a kid, and I suppose when you was a kid, I had nothing as a kid, nor did you. Did
No,
you?
no.
So,
One Christmas I got a tennis ball.
yeah.
But then tennis balls were what you played football with.
Yeah.
It was something to have.
I remember my dad told me once when I was young. He turned around and said, "I said, what do you used to get for Christmas, Dad?" He goes, "An orange."
Yeah. You got a stocking with nuts
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a couple of oranges
But,
in.
yeah, but no, but so that's what I'm saying, Chris. So as what Tristan's saying is that something that was so simple for me to clean a grate
Yeah.
and re-letter it to you it was like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's both ways.
Yeah.
So am I right? Sidetracking slightly. Are you the youngest?
No,
Oh.
Nicky was the youngest.
Oh, Nicky was youngest.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. And how many? There was 5 of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, 5 of us, yeah.
Yeah. It's Nicky
I could
youngest.
never quit catching.
Okay.
He was always, Mum say, "Go and get Jimmy in," and he'd be up on the roof of the sheds or something else like that. He was fast.
Yeah.
He was fast.
He still is
And
now.
sharp.
He still is now when there's food involved.
You can li-
Oh yeah. Oh
no, straight up.
no. Believe me, he could eat.
So you still can.
But I'll tell you something. We used to sit down every Sunday as a family
Yeah.
and eat a roast dinner.
Yeah.
And my mum, after dinner, do the washing up and everything else. And then what she'd do, she'd cook cakes
Yeah.
for sweet afterwards, you
Yeah,
know what I mean,
yeah,
for
yeah.
tea.
Jimmy ate the cakes, all of them.
Oh, he
yeah.
won anything else.
Smashing cook, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we met was at MK Buffet Village,
Yeah.
and we were there, and I think we're all we're sitting down, aren't we? All waiting.
Yeah,
all-
having a chat and that.
and literally,
He gets
I
up,
think
doesn't
he just
He come
went
back with a
just
massive
gone.
plate.
straight up.
I've
Yeah.
always been the same.
Everywhere we go though, as soon as we get in
It's
there,
the same.
everywhere we go, he's
I
like,
mean, we
"Where's
went
the
when we
puppy?"
went shooting, right? And he was out there. I mean, I didn't touch a gun or anything else like that, but he was there, like shooting them out and all the rest of it. And then we went to a nice place for something to eat.
Yeah.
The
roast dinner.
Oh yeah, that's it.
He was down there, got his meal and everything else, and we're in the queue.
At Superbikes, you had my steak as well, didn't you? Because you could only have I think it was salmon or
Yeah, or
beef,
whatever,
and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, just let me have mine. I won't eat it. It's fine."
Yeah.
No, but everywhere you go, as soon
Yeah.
as you get in there, where's the food? Where's the grub?
I've always been the same.
Oh, it's brilliant.
But no, but we know him for it now. And so whenever we go anywhere, it's a joke. It's
But you know what? You're so naturally just a comedian, aren't you? Just so funny. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and
I
it's
don't
always
see
a
it.
laugh.
Because sometimes he says things that I don't like him saying.
Yeah, I know.
You
But
understand
the
what
thing
I'm
is,
saying?
I ignore him because I know.
Yeah, I
understand,
know. I know.
But no, he's all right. You're a good old boy. isn't he?
Yeah.
As Kelly said to me one
No,
day,
listen.
I see more of you than she does.
Mickey, we ain't stopping for yum yums.
No, I know we're
No.
not. I know we're not. I know we're not.
He's addicted to yum yums.
Yeah.
What are yum
Oh,
yums?
Marks and Spencer's, like long capes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't really eat sweets or anything.
No, I
it's
don't.
sweet
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
or anything
yeah.
like that. Oh, no.
Right, I want to go to the toilet.
Yes, no, cool. Well, look, thank you very much.
Yeah.
you
No,
guys.
it's been
You're really,
brilliant.
really
Yeah,
good.
If we just came in to have a chat and a laugh,
Exactly,
we've done
that's all
that.
that matters.
Yeah.
I'll show you that photo.
Yes.
Yeah.